Hello, how's it going, people? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. It is Sunday, 25th of August of 2024. And yesterday, Arsenal beat Aston Villa 2-0 away game. It is what it is. Today, we don't focus on that because let's not remember the past. Let's not remember the awful performance, just that we got lucky. We talked about it yesterday, and you sure had comments as well. I haven't gotten around to look into them as of yet. I will do this straight after the stream. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't had time today, so I'm gonna answer to you in those straight after the stream. Kid you not. But for today, we have transfer news, transfer updates, and all that stuff. Fabio Vieira, where is Merino, and everyone else, and of course, the biggest part of them all. Breaking latest news. Edu Nketiah deal, by the looks of things, is off, and we have no idea what's gonna happen with that. What's gonna happen with Nketiah? What's gonna happen with Rmasdale, with Nelson? Where's Merino, obviously, and some other things. Who's gonna be the forward we sign, if we're gonna sign, and everything. It is all up in the air, and I have no idea what is going on. We are completely dusted in a way, mostly because it is what it is. We're gonna get into that in a split second. But yeah, hope you had a great Sunday. Hope you had a great afternoon in general, and then Sunday in general, mostly because Arsenal won yesterday. Hopefully that kind of lifted your spirits. Obviously it wasn't good performance, but we got the job done. We got very lucky, but sometimes you need that to actually achieve something. But overall, yeah, let's get into transfers. If you're new around here, of course, don't forget to smash thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, get interactive in the chat. If you're watching this as a playback, as a podcast, or whatever on YouTube, smash a thumbs up, of course, as well. Leave your comments down below. And to be honest, let's not drag this too long because there's too much stuff to talk about. And we're gonna kick things off, obviously, with the most obviously the most important ones. And we're gonna talk with some breaking news about Edu Nketiah in a split second. Edu Nketiah is staying at Arsenal by the looks. Edu Nketiah deal is off, and I'm gonna change the title right now, just because I can. Nketiah. Edu Nketiah to the Forest is off. Hope you're having a good day, by the way. Hope everyone's having a great time, because at the moment, it's not looking great. I'm not gonna lie, it's not looking great whatsoever. Mostly because it looks like Edu Nketiah is staying. The deal has broken down. Dave Dornstein also has tweeted right now, so it is looking pickums at the moment. Kid you not. It is looking pickums, and to be honest, I'm not gonna waste too much time talking about other things. We're gonna kick things straight off with Edu Nketiah because that is the hot topic at the moment. And here we go. Edu Nketiah's proposed move to Nottingham Forest has broken down. Deal in place between Nottingham Forest and Arsenal worth up to 30 million, but agreement could not be closed with the 25-year-old striker. Transfer is still expected to materialize elsewhere before the window ends. That is according to David Ornstein. Basically, the deal to Nottingham Forest, it looks like it's gonna be off. It is off, and Arsenal are not selling Edu Nketiah. The big thing is, if Ornstein at the moment is saying that the deal is transfer is still expected to materialize elsewhere, the question is where? Is it Brentford? Is it Everton? Where is the other transfer going to be? 30 million. Because overall, throughout the whole this Nottingham Forest debacle, it was talked about that Edu Nketiah, the personal terms has been agreed, 30 million, everyone's lovely jubbly, but Ornstein has now tweeted that the deal is off, and it wasn't there just. And I kind of had the feeling that it would happen as well, because about 10 minutes before that, Fabrizio Romano tweeted, Santiago Jimenez. They have submitted a new bid for Santiago Jimenez. Did I like that tweet? No, I didn't. But there was a Fabrizio Romano tweet that Nottingham Forest have submitted a new bid for Santiago Jimenez. And my first thing was, Nketiah is staying. That was my first thought, because it doesn't happen like that. If you really want the player, you're not bidding in about 3 other options just in case. So, Santiago exclusive update. Nottingham Forest don't expect personal terms to be an issue, which obviously if you sign Santiago Jimenez, who is at the moment on about 30,000 euros a week, would be about 60-70,000, which would be obviously much better value to get him rather than Edu Nketiah. On top of that, he's better striker than Eddie Nketiah. There's no shadow of a doubt about that. And the proposal has revealed today is 33 million euros, included add-ons and sell-on clause, which basically means they're paying about 30 million pounds. There are some add-ons which will, that's including add-ons, so 30 million pounds, and there is also sell-on clause, which is actually much more favorable terms for Feyenoord by the looks of things. And at the end of the day, this is a good move for Santiago by the looks of things. Could be good moves for Santiago Jimenez. Good move for Feyenoord. Shocking instance for Arsenal, because as David Ornstein tweeted, the deal is off, and now what's gonna happen? Obviously, yesterday Edu Nketiah was on the bench for Arsenal game. I was praying he doesn't come on, and it could have been due to the fact that Jesus is injured. We're gonna speak on that in a split second. But this is not looking great. Obviously, Ornstein is saying that the deal is still expected to materialize elsewhere. The thing is, this word "expected" doesn't carry much weight, for me at least, because expected is anything. I can expect that I will date Megan Fox, let's just say, at some point in my life. It's never gonna happen, but I can expect that. Same thing is applied to the Nketiah deal. It's expected to materialize elsewhere. But we haven't heard anything about him going elsewhere. Yeah, obviously there are speculations. It could be Brentford, Everton, Crystal Palace, quite a bit of Premier League sides. But we are 5 days before window closing, and we have heard nothing. We have heard one deal at a time. It was Marseille. That didn't happen. It was not because Arsenal rejected bids, and it pissed off Marseille, so they went and get Wahi. Now Arsenal are in talks. Obviously, there were talks with Nottingham Forest, and again it didn't materialize. So what's gonna happen with Edu Nketiah now? Because this is now starting to get on my nerves even more than it should have, but it is getting on my nerves. How awful you have to be as a sporting director not to be able to close a deal. Not being able to close a deal. What are you doing here? Seriously are you doing here? You don't have the luxury of time. You don't have luxury of anything to be this stubborn and have that kind of chest to demand what you want for Edu Nketiah. Because for Arsenal, he carries no value. In a sense that on the pitch, he runs like a headless chicken, and that's about it. You know? And maybe you don't know, if you live in countryside, you hack off chicken's head basically, and they have still some life in the body, kind of sets the electric impulse to the body, and the chicken just runs without the head. It's a bit disturbing as a kid, because I also saw it as a kid when I was living in countryside, but it is what it is, and that's how Edu Nketiah for me feels. He barely can do anything properly. In preseason, he was tripping over his own feet, and every time he was playing, it didn't feel like he was auditioning for other teams to say, I'm here, I'm open, I can score, take me. Or he was even trying to prove Mikel Arteta that he can do the job. Neither of those instances. So at now, Arsenal are in this situation where Marseille told Arsenal to F off, they signed Wahi. Now Nottingham Forest are going for Santiago Jimenez, and that deal is expected to come through, which means at the end of the day, Nketiah is staying at Arsenal. 5 days left in the transfer window. Do I have any belief, trust, and hope that Eddie will be sold? No, I don't. Anymore, I don't. If he gets sold, cool. But this now comes to the fact that Arsenal rejected 27 million euro bid, which is about 23.5 million pound bid for Edu Nketiah. Now they rejected the first bid, which was about 25 million pounds, plus add-ons from Nottingham Forest as well. And now it is come down to today, where Nottingham Forest submit a new bid for Santiago Jimenez, which is the same amount they offered for Edu Nketiah. And now the thing is, Feyenoord gets some sell-on clause, which is great for them. And if you look pound, per goals, per everything, the finishing and everything, Santiago Jimenez is the better striker than Edu Nketiah. Only reason Arsenal are trying to demand that much money for Edu Nketiah is because he's English, there's Premier League tax, and stuff like that. And he has a 3-year contract, which is on about 100 grand a week in general. 100 grand a week every single week. So if he stays another year, that's extra 5.2 million lost for Arsenal in a way. And that is nothing great. Let's be real, because if he stays for the rest of the 3 years, it's nearly 16 million down the drain once again for Arsenal, and it's not looking good for Arsenal. So at the moment, the questions need to be asked. What is happening? Where's the accountability for Edu? Because he's mocking up these deals left, right, and center, signing subpar players, and dragging out deals for longer than it should be doing. How comes other teams can sign and sell about 4 or 5 players within 1 week? Yet Arsenal cannot get a freaking Merino deal over the line for a month. Calafiori for a month and a half. Like, what is holding up them? What is happening here? Big up TB. And this is what's saying. This is shambles. It is a disgrace. And the matter of fact is, there's a now, with 5 days left on the window, there's a bigger chance that Nketiah is staying at the club than he's going anywhere. And he's going to be our backup striker. And just like last year, emergency sub. When all falls apart, we sub on at Allianz Arena to try and score us the necessary goal. That already was embarrassing enough. We moved to Emirates to compete with Bayern Munich, to compete with Real Madrid. We need to get in Champions League as it was PR'd, so that we can actually get the big players and we can sell players. We are the big players then. Where are these world-class players that we got promised? Where the fuck are they? Now, at the end of the day, where the hell are they? That is the big question for me now. Where are they? Because at the moment, I don't see anyone here. I have no idea. Plus, we are re-signing these Reece Nelsons, El Nenis, Cedrics, and Nketiahs on new deals, improved deals, to protect their value. What value you're protecting? 100 grand a week for Eddie Nketiah. What value in Eddie Nketiah are you protecting there? Solanke, for example, was at Bournemouth on 65,000 a week. 65,000 a week. Tony at Brentford at the moment is on 35 grand a week. 35 grand. He's getting 3 times less than Eddie Nketiah is getting. What value can you justify paying him 100 grand for his output? He has scored in 7 years in Premier League 19 goals. His last home goal was a year ago in October. Last year, October. His last away goal was 2 years ago in December. What is this value you're protecting? How comes you don't accept the bid that comes in 27 million euros from Marseille, 25 million pounds from Nottingham Forest? Eddie Nketiah is a hell-end graduate. Here it's pure profit, no matter how you look at it. I'm not including the wages we've paid him, but in general. You sell him, let's just say 25 million pounds, 25 million gets in the bank. There is no, there's just pure profit. What are you doing here? And this is all on Edu, Garlics, and all them crap management up there. Garlic has been promoted to something now. For what? He has done nothing. Edu has done nothing. It's just embarrassing. Genuinely embarrassing. We should have accepted first bid. Exactly. That's the thing. 25 million pounds. That is more than enough for Eddie Nketiah. More than enough. But now, it's not gonna happen. Arsenal wanted 30 million. They were ready to pay 30 million, apparently not good terms or whatever. Okay, they go pay 30 million pounds to Santiago Jimenez. On more favorable terms, on less salary than Eddie Nketiah, with 100% much better output. So what is this? Like, what is this? And this is the big question as well throughout the whole transfer window. Marseille wanted and Nottingham Forest wanted Eddie Nketiah. What do these managers and teams see in Eddie Nketiah that they actually can justify paying 30 million, for example, for them? If I was a sporting director, I would pay 20 million max, maybe 25 for Eddie Nketiah. And even then, I much rather take a gamble on some random player from Argentinian League, MLS, Bundesliga, La Liga for 20 million than sign Eddie Nketiah. 100%. It's actually embarrassing. I'm writing off this season if nothing happens by the end of the chance. Exactly. And the big thing is, they're saying, Edu said, judge us by the end of the window. You won't be disappointed. It's 5 days till the end of the window. How can I not be disappointed when you let 25 million stay at the club? You let 25 million walk out the door. It's like you have money, billions, and 25 million means nothing to you. But the way how we're moving in this transfer window, these 25 million actually would go a long way, but it doesn't look that way, does it? Fans should protest at Emirates and not accept it. Exactly, that's the thing. The last time Arsenal fans protested at Emirates instantly. The KSC dropped about. They signed massive players instantly. Next summer we signed about 3-4 massive players for the team, instantly. So that was with the Super League debacle when there were protests. Everyone just threw arms in the air and everything went nuts. There were protests instantly for the Super League, and instantly KSC needed to cover their tracks, so they gave extra money and signed big players. Now we are in Champions League, and it's the same thing like it was under Arsene Wenger. We are in Champions League. That's it. We don't need to improve because they are happy there. Like Wenger said, top 4 is a trophy pretty much, and most of Arsenal fans have adapted this psychology now because we have done everything we can to sign some players. Correct. With Rice, Saka, Saliba, we have secured pretty much top 4 for the next 4 or 5 years with the signings we have. So KSC now can put their feet up and do nothing because the money will come in, revenue will come in, Champions League will come in, everything will come in. And plus we have players we can sell for profit now. Because Real Madrid wants Saliba, 120, 130 million easily. Odegaard, 70, 80, 90 million. Saka, 100 million. We have players to sell now. So again, KSC will get some massive money from that. And that is the big issue now, because if we don't start winning this season, 100% some heads of Arsenal players will start to turn. And they will think, it's not looking great. I need to cement my legacy as a player. I need to go to clubs where I can win and win now. That is the big thing, because Real Madrid already this summer were sniffing a bit around Saliba. Just imagine, Real Madrid signed Saliba, Eder Militao and Saliba as 2 main center backs. Rudiger's getting a bit on in age now slowly, so he can kind of help Saliba grow into Real Madrid, and then they will have Militao, Saliba center back pairing. Saliba goes there, he instantly wins trophies. Saka, wherever he can go, to be honest, he can go to Liverpool if they take him. There will be clubs who will take our players. At some point the penny will drop if you don't start win now. And one of the reasons we cannot win now is because we cannot sell our deadwood. We cannot sell our useless, subpar players who we have put on such high wages, nobody wants them. Because the players who are comfortable now, like Nelson and Nketiah and everyone, in a way, refuse to take the pay cut. Emil Smith-Rowe was on about 40, 50 grand a week. No wonder Fulham easily signed him. Fulham doesn't want Edu Nketiah, because if he comes they need to pay 100 bags to him every week. Who's gonna do that? Exactly. This is the thing. Whoever put Eddie and Reece on those wages is to blame. That's the thing. And who is? Edu and Garlic. To reward their performances. Genuinely, Eddie got put on those wages because he scored that back heel against Manchester United and got us the 3-2 win the first year we were challenging. Reece Nelson probably got put on 100 bags as well. Only reason he scored against Bournemouth in the 95th minute to get it for us 3-2 in the first year we were challenging. Only reason. Because there's no other reason why Reece Nelson basically would have left for free by the end of that season, but we decided to renew his contract. What's the point in renewing his contract if he doesn't play almost whatsoever? What was the point then? Legitimately, what was the point? It's actually getting embarrassing. Exactly. Nelson hasn't left. Only Edu knows why, and Eddie is still here. No attacker in, no midfielder. Basically 3 weeks now since this Merino deal and Calafiori was for. Exactly. It took us more than a month to sign Calafiori. Now it has taken more than a month pretty much to sign Merino. And he still hasn't been unveiled as Arsenal player. Now we have 5 days, well, starting tomorrow, 4 days left actually in transfer window. And we still need to sell, technically, Eddie, Nelson and Rmasdale and sign a forward. If we sell Rmasdale, we need to sign a goalkeeper, by the way. We need to sign a backup for Saka. And we need to sign another midfielder, in my opinion. So at the end of the day, we need to sign 4 more players. We will be lucky if we sign 1. Lucky if we sign 1. And that is also including if Rmasdale leaves. We need a backup goalkeeper. Who are we going to play? Setford as a backup for Raya? Or what? It's actually getting embarrassing to this point. There's no potential on Eddie. He doesn't score goals, so why push for third? Exactly. What is the point? Legitimately, what is the point? What is the point in this? He hasn't scored for a year at home and almost 2 years away. What's the point asking 30 million? 19 goals in 7 years at Arsenal in Premier League. That's what Eddie Nketiah's record is saying at the moment. 19 goals in 7 years. 100 grand a week now. Who is gonna take him? Like who? Realistically, who is gonna take him? We'll be lucky if we now sell him for some money. We have fucked this up so hard now that we have let go £23.5 million and 25 or 27 million pounds. We have let go massive amounts of money. Yeah, notice the fans are okay with challenging and not winning it. Of it's okay to challenge this. Exactly, we didn't win the league last season and we have the same players on the side. Exactly, we had on stats best defense in the league last year. Yes, we had some issues at left back, okay, but we still had the best defense in the league. We have urgent needs at striker, backup for Saka, backup for Odegaard, and we need to sign a midfielder. Plus we'll need to sign another midfielder to replace Partey next summer. Because he most likely is going to leave for free. Not sure what's going to happen with Jorginho as well. What we do in this case, we go and sign a defender. We add another defender. That's it. Now we go for try and sign Merino, who just won the Euros, and arguably is not even the best midfielder in Real Sociedad. He's about second or third. Even Mendes is a bit better in certain instances than him. So we don't even sign the best midfielder that Sociedad has to offer. We have, well, technically we are signing Calafiori and this instance Merino. 2 players we have signed, and it feels like we have signed them from the Euros hype. Because those 2 players were actually the 2 players to look at, or they did something incredible at Euros. We are legitimately signing them from Euro hype. So why didn't we sign Fabian Ruiz then? Why don't we sign a striker? Why don't we do the things that are necessary? Because at the moment we are hella short in about 4 or 5 positions. We need a backup for in all of those. Exactly, we need a striker. We cannot count on Jesus. He is gonna be injured. He already is injured, obviously. Not sure for how long, but they were saying, where is it? Santiago Jimenez, Rmasdale, Patino, Kivior, Nketiah deal has broken off. I talked about that. Here it is. Gabriel Jesus injured. Unfortunately, he felt something in his groin. And according to MRI scans, it's nothing serious. Apparently, he will be seen back soon. According to rumors. Here, injury doesn't look too serious. This will follow up. But he should be back soon. So the biggest question is, how soon and what's going to happen then? That is the big thing now. Striker issue is a massive one now. We need attacking midfielder cover for Odegaard. Oh, no, wait. We technically sold Emil Smith-Rowe, who technically could have covered, but I guess he wants first team football, so I'm not angry about that. Then we have Fabio Vieira, which you can see on the screen, going back on loan with no buy option to Porto. So what's the fucking point in signing him in the first place? Sorry for swearing, but I'm hella pissed at the moment. What was the point in signing him? 35 million for this, 34 million for this bum. Legitimately bum. We signed him with a broken leg. He wasn't even a starter for Porto at the time. And on top of all that, what has he done at Arsenal? 1 long shot against Brentford, red card against Wolves or Palace, some 2 good key passes, and rest of the time he's been injured or coming off the bench having awful performances, and that's it. Now after 2 years, in the start of the window, month ago, Arteta said, we believe in Fabio. This is gonna be his breakout season. 3 weeks pass, out on loan to Porto. What was the damn point in signing him in the first place? 34 million instantly wasted. He's done nothing at Arsenal. Legitimately nothing. It's the same level as signing a Sambi Lokonga. Just awful. Big up Adjeri, big up. I'm not you gonna sign him? I'm not sure you're gonna. Cherokee, I'm not sure you're gonna get. Stupid. We have to take a loss and put it under 21s or something. Just give forward anyways and try. We have to do something now. We are in such a big mess at the moment that we are on the verge going in with one of the strikers for the next season again being Nketiah. Last year it was a disgrace already, and this year we are on the verge of it happening once again. Yet we were linked with Sethko, who else was there? Gyökeres, Osimhen, and everything. So where are they? It's not gonna happen, let's be real. It's not gonna happen. We need a backup for Saka. And we're talking about players we know we need. So backup for Saka, backup for Odegaard. We need a proper number 8. We need, if Rmasdale leaves, another goalkeeper. That's 4 already. We are not gonna get into the Martinelli stuff at the moment, because he has had one mediocre season, then he had a blinding season 2 years ago, sorry. Last season he was bang average at best, plus he got injured. This season he has started, looks even worse than last season. I'm not saying he's a one season wonder, but at the moment it's screaming like a one season wonder to me. What's gonna happen with him? It's no wonder that since for the last year and a half, Arteta has tried to replace him 2 or 3 times. We were linked with Nico Williams, allegedly, let's be real, right? Nico Williams technically can play right wing, but his best output is at left wing. If we sign him, we pay the release clause and all that crap basically, and he wants to move, he's gonna be a left wing. He's gonna be on about 220 grand a week, because he's on 170 already at Bilbao, which means instantly he's a starter. Because 220 grand a week for a bench player, it's never gonna roll. Let's move to midfield. Last year, 65 million for Havertz. Half a season plays in midfield. Everyone in the world knows that it won't work. Everyone saw at their first 5 games it won't work. Yet Arteta persisted for about 20 games to play him there. Then there's the big break, and then he decides to put him up top, and all of a sudden he can do something, right? But he covers more spaces. But he makes good runs. Give over. Now we are spending extra 35 or 40 or whatever million. 35 million to sign Mikel Merino. To cover the spot we signed Havertz for last year. Mikel Arteta's words himself. Havertz was signed as a midfielder. So in 2 years we have spent 100 million to replace a position that... What? We didn't replace? We should have replaced already. And now it means we are short in midfield, once again. We are short in striker department, again. We haven't replaced Aubameyang's goals. We haven't had a proper midfield since wherever, to be honest. And we don't have a backup for Saka. What was the point then getting rid of, for example, Pepe? Because at the moment, for me, Pepe was a very good backup for Saka. But Arteta doesn't like how he plays. So what was the point in all of these things? What's the point? We have spent about 100 million alone in Arteta's tenure signing only goalkeepers. Only goalkeepers. We have spent about, 150 million, if not more. 50, about 200 nearly, I think, to signing only defenders. Only defenders. Then we have spent about 150, 200 alone, if not even more, if you include Rice, signing midfielders. Attackers-wise, Arteta has signed only 3 players, to be honest. It's Jesus, who says that he can't score goals because it's not his main trait. He signed Trossard, because we didn't get Mudryk, and thank God we didn't get him. But I generally believe Mudryk was a signing he was planning to replace Martinelli with. 100%. There was no other reason you pay 100 M's for a player to not to replace your main guy on the left side. And then he signed Marquinhos, who we should have gotten for free, but decided to pay 3 million just to keep good relations with Sao Paulo. We have signed 3 forwards in the time Arteta has been here. No proper strikers, no wingers, no nothing. We haven't seen how proper striker looks under Mikel Arteta as well. Because all the strikers we have had are makeshift players who can play on the wing, can rotate all over the place, but nobody knows how they can score, or if they can score proper goals in a proper fashion all the time. Who are prolific finishers. Because we have never had that. Arteta inherited team for Unai Emery, played 5 at the back, 3 at the back, depends how you look at it, instantly wins FA Cup. Instantly wins FA Cup, right? And what happened then? He bins all of that squad, starts playing different formation, different tactics and everything. And what has he won ever since? 700 plus million spent. What has he won ever since? And now he's getting a new contract. He's getting rewarded for failure, basically, at the moment. How can you spend 700 million over nearly 5 years and win nothing? Make it make sense. Merino is an attacking player either, so it's still a weak squad to complete. Exactly. He is more of a player who can get a pass here or there. He's more of an 8 than number 6. For me at least, because the Zubimendi is the actual number 6 in that team for Real Sociedad. But at the end of the day, what's going to happen then? Because he's not the main guy. He's not the guy to put you up going forward. He will not have that pass in him. He just doesn't. So what's going to happen then? We'll put Rice at 6, Merino at 8, and Odegaard at 10. We're going to play it like that? What's going to happen? Because Merino doesn't look excellent. I much rather sign Fabian Ruiz than Mikel Merino. But no, that doesn't make sense to Arteta. But it is what it is. Jesus being back soon is PR. He can be... Jesus isn't even starting. He doesn't score. Exactly. The biggest thing for me with Jesus is he gets injured all the time. Especially since the World Cup, when he got injured, he gets injured instantly, all over the place, instantly. Okay, cool. He comes out in interviews, says scoring goals isn't his main trait. So why the hell you're playing at striker then? Oh, but we spread goals around. That was the PR we got pushed. First year we challenged. Last year, we started to struggle. Oh, shocking display of things. Xhaka leaves, Martinelli cannot kick a ball properly. We start to struggle. December, we go 1-7 in December. January interview with Mikel Arteta. What can we do? We have chances, but we don't have a striker to finish them. Sign one then. Sign bloody striker then. So what's the point in this? He says he needs a striker. This summer comes, no striker. Good job. Good job. Signed no striker. So what was the point? And to be honest, as I said, we have not seen a striker under Mikel Arteta, like a proper Mikel Arteta striker signed. Because he inherited a golden boot winning Aubameyang. He inherited Lacazette. He was playing 3/5 at the back. And he beat Pep in the cup. Let's be real, he beat Pep, Chelsea, all them teams, right? Since then, he has never used that tactic again. He's playing basically like Pep and trying to beat Mr. Miyagi in the fight. Basically. It's like Karate Kid versus Mr. Miyagi. Basically. Yes, Karate Kid knows everything Miyagi has taught him, but he doesn't know everything Miyagi knows, for pick's sake. And that now Arteta is trying to out-Pep at Pep's game, basically. Yes, Arteta knows everything Pep has taught him, but he doesn't know everything Pep knows. Pep sees 2-3 years ahead. It wasn't a coincidence he was not that reluctant to let Zinchenko go, to let Jesus go. It's not a coincidence. He got 70 million for them, 80 million for them together. It's not a coincidence he was open to let them go, because he already saw they were not good enough. At City, best output for Jesus was at right wing. But we cannot play him there because we have Bukayo Saka. So he needs to make shift into forward. But Jesus' best position for me is that right wing spot. He's not a striker, he's a winger. But that again makes me that again makes me where's the striker then? Emery was training Martinelli to be a striker. I wonder how that would have gone, in my opinion, because that actually could have gone very well. I strongly believe that if Emery had about 5 seasons like Mikel Arteta, the same backing of 700 million like Arteta had, 100% he would have won something else. He would have won a European trophy or something. Because he took us to Europa League final. Yes, we got done there by Chelsea. Hazard was the prime Hazard and everything. But still, he got us to the final. I strongly believe in few years it would be different. Oh, but we conceded 30 shots against Watford. How comes under Mikel Arteta we had 25, 20, 22, 23, something like that, shots against us from Leeds? But nobody talked about that at the time. Oh, but give him time. He's learning on the job and everything. Then it didn't matter. It only mattered when Emery was there. Why? Like, legitimately, why? Big up, coach. Big up, big up, big up, big up. Hope your weekend was made. It was. Villa win was very lucky. It wasn't a great performance in my opinion. We got very lucky not to lose. We should have been 2-0 down, to be honest, before we even went up. Brilliant from Trossard, our best finisher in the team. We got lucky. Partey had a shocking performance, but obviously the goal colors over the cracks. We had very mediocre performance, and if we looked also very vulnerable on defense. And if we play like this against City, against Spurs, you're gonna get done over easily. Obviously, there were some moments of brilliance, Raya save, the Saliba recovery, but Saliba also was all over the place many times. And that also doesn't fill me with confidence. Mikel, the best coach, how can Chelsea and other clubs spend the same and not win? There's only one winner in the sport, and that's why we love it, the joy of competing and progression. It's been 5 years, and Arteta has won 1 of 18 available trophies for him. The joy of competing and progression. We have been second twice. First year finished 5 points behind City, second year 2. So by this logic of progression, this year we need to finish 1 point behind City. That's not progression. Progression is winning the league title. We have finished in the last 3 years, 3rd or 4th round in Carabao Cup and FA Cup. Will we finally take it seriously? Arteta is not a position to treat the cups like they're side chicks and bin them when he doesn't feel comfortable. Oh, but we have bigger fish to fry. There is no bigger fish to fry. This is Arsenal. You have to win trophies. Trophies is what makes your legacy. This is why Ten Hag, for frick's sake, is still at United, to be honest. Because if he doesn't win that FA Cup against City last year, he's out, in my opinion. At least that's how I see it. Not to mention, Ten Hag has been at United in 2 years. He has won Carabao Cup and he's won an FA Cup. 2 years, 2 cups. Yes, he has finished 8th, but he has won more. Arsenal maybe have had better season in terms of league finish, but United has had more successful season because they have won trophies. Arteta has won none of those in the last 4 years. He gets done in the 3rd or 4th round by Southamptons and Nottingham Forests and what else was there? West Hams and all that stuff. There's no progression anymore. You either win or you get out. There is no in between. Best coach but hasn't won. Exactly, that's the thing. And plus, he is already getting a new contract. Why you are giving him new contract now when his contract runs out at the end of the season? Wait till April. See what is happening. If we are out of the cups, Champions League has been a bust or whatever, judge it then. How can you reward him without knowing the outcome right now? It's like rewarding failure. It's like me getting a promotion if I make loss for my company, basically. Because we are spending all this money and we are not earning nothing back from sales at least. No the player sales, no nothing. We sell players for losses overall. Unless it's a Helen graduate. We sell players for complete losses. That's how I see it. No, where was I? Okay, let's not be rude. Let's not be rude. It's not a good win. You see, 5th year, there should be a plan where you can see consistently at least that you can beat mid or low block. Every team that is not top 6 side most of the time against Arsenal play mid or low block. I didn't see nothing yesterday that would suggest that we can beat it. Nothing. We got lucky, we didn't lose. Porto last year, they played mid-low block. They done us pretty much over, they took us to penalties. Oh, but it's watch Porto's side. 41-year-old Pepe basically clamped the whole team. In Porto, we didn't have a shot on target. How is that progression? How is that anything? No, I don't see any changes from last year. Yes, there are different runs that sometimes the players are making. Different types of crosses and everything. But there has been no inkling that we can beat these low blocks. We cannot afford to just rely on the fact that we have, in certain terms, better squad, more technical or something to carry us over the line. Because it's not. The run is gonna run out. This genuinely looks at the moment, based on transfer window and how we are moving in it, a season where wheels can fall off instantly. It couldn't happen actually very soon. In the first 10 games of the season, we play all top 6 sides. Every single one is away except Liverpool. We play in about, what, 4 weeks we play City away. We play Spurs away week before, straight after international break. In between Spurs and City, we have Champions League game. Do I have coincidence that we're gonna win all 3? No, I don't. I'm not gonna lie, no, I don't. At the moment, I genuinely don't. No, it's in front if we don't have better. We need someone in front. Don't be rude in the chat, please. Dude, if you sign Margehi, it's gonna be nuts. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be nuts if you sign Margehi. The players love Arteta more than most fans, so that's all that matters. They are buying into his methods, so... They are not buying in his methods, they are buying in the PR, that's how it's presented. Because how comes only Arsenal play Your Never Walk Alone in speakers, they buy a dog, they hire pickpockets to have a lesson? How comes it's the only Arsenal do that? Any other team that does that gets laughed out of the league. This will look very embarrassing when we don't win anything again this year. 100%. It's actually mad. We are at the moment top 3 side in Premier League. No, in a way of popularity. We're top 3 biggest team. We are 3rd biggest team in England, arguably. Because Chelsea are close, you could say Chelsea is 3rd and we are 4th, right? We are not that far off for other teams taking us over. We soon will be 5th biggest team in England. We are not even more the 2nd. We used to be, but we're not. We're gonna get overtaken very soon. Challenging. That's the thing is, the fact that people still think that top 4 is a trophy and challenging for the league is a trophy and it's an achievement really pisses me off. What trophy do you get for challenging? At the end of the season, does anyone remember who challenged? Who cares who challenged? Only team that matters is the team that's engraved on the cup. That's on top of the table by 38 games. Only team that matters. It generally feels like people say, it's about the journey sometimes. What journey at this stage? Last year, record-breaking points, record-breaking goals and all that stuff. Where does this got us? Still, no cups, no nothing. City scored 5 more goals than us last year. We conceded 5 less, so it balanced each other out in a way, right? City, half a year nearly, De Bruyne was out with injuries. Haaland was out for nearly 2 months. And they still managed to score more than us. They still managed to win the league. And this all falls to Mikel Arteta. Because who in right mind suggested to him that in game in Aston Villa, where we are on this massive winning streak, play Havertz in the midfield for some weird goddamn reason? Who had just suggested him that? Who was the dumbass who suggested him playing Havertz in the midfield at that time? Who? Because this at the moment this is one of the biggest things. And for me, we didn't lose the league in that game against Aston Villa. To be honest. For me, we lost the league in December already when we went 1-7, plus the games against Fulham. It wasn't great against Fulham, let's be real. Fulham totally bent us over and did us from all the possible angles. Pause. Because those games were shocking. Red card, 10 men at Emirates, they scored 2-2. We go there, they destroy us pretty much. We lose to West Ham, we cannot finish again. We lost to Villa, we cannot finish again. Reasons, Arteta's interview, we don't have a striker. What he does in this transfer window, doesn't sign a striker. If it makes sense, Arsenal won't do it. That's how I have seen Arsenal for the last, 10, 15 years? Because we are always 2-3 players short in transfer window to have proper squad. We always do the bare minimum to keep the PR mutated fans happy, and we go from there. Oh, but we finished top 4. Oh, but we beat Spurs. Oh, but we did everything like that. Okay, cool. Where's the trophy? Where's the FA Cup? Arsene Wenger, with much worse squad that we have right now, still managed winning FA Cups. And Wenger was in twilight of his career at the time. Reason why he got basically booted out of the club was the fact that we were not winning. Now that we are not winning, everyone's happy, lovely, jubbly, everyone's super excited that we're still not winning. Oh, but we are in top 4. Oh, but we are challenging. Oh, but we almost did that. What the hell is this? It's like there's only losers in this fan base at the times. It's like they have basically started following Arsenal since about, 2012? Something like that. They have never seen Arsenal win the leagues, go head to head with Manchester United in prime days, and everything. It's like they never have seen that. There was time when we lost a game, everyone was super pissed, super angry, we got destroyed at work by friends, by colleagues, and everyone. Losing to freaking Blackburn was annoying. Losing to Birmingham was annoying. Now we lose a game. Oh well, our journey has come to an end. Better luck next time. On to better things, and all that PR that is genuinely going out through the window. It's actually embarrassing. One in 18, yeah, but coming from Mustafi Kolasinac to where we are now, bro. From 2. Okay, how comes these players who leave Arsenal instantly after go win trophies? Kolasinac last year won the Europa League, Xhaka went invincible, won the double in Bundesliga and Deutsche Pokal, plus got to the final last year in Europa League as well. How is that a thing? How comes Bellerin leaves Arsenal, wins leagues? Aubameyang wins. How comes the players that leave Arsenal win, but when they are at Arsenal they never win? Like, look at where we are now. Yes, maybe the players we have now are much better, but then again, it comes to the manager to coach them, manage them to win something. Because how comes managers with much worse teams manage to actually win something, yet Arsenal with their 7 million squad and all these great players win fuck all? How comes it comes to that? Exactly. If you don't win, get out. People saying, oh, but we have to destroy the system, start over again, all that. No, we don't. Because we have actually players to adjust to different situations. We have about billion defenders. We can easily play 3/5 at the back. Go sign Inzaghi from Inter. Easily he can do that. We have the players to do it. Easily, to be honest. Light work. We can do that. Go sign him, for example, as the new manager. We have the tools for it. Why not? We have players who can play in many positions to actually do these things. We have the players. The question is, are people willing to accept the change? Because at the moment, Mikel Arteta legitimately is getting guarded like the President of the United States. He has that much security from the fan base. Most protected manager I've ever seen in my life. It feels like he can do no wrong. Oh, he made a mistake, better luck next time. Oh, but it happens at that. What happens about that? What happens? What if? All the what ifs. People weren't happy about sacking Wenger. He basically left Arsenal for about 3-4 years later than he had to, in my opinion. He should have done it, okay, maybe 2 years. He should have left Arsenal 2 years sooner, because the last 2.5 years really, in my opinion, put some basically dark black spot on his legacy. Really kind of tainted it a bit, in my opinion. But it is what it is. But at some point you have to say, enough is enough. Time to reset, get new manager and start over. Because the youth and everything that gets PR'd at the moment, none of them play. None of them get on the pitch. We're trying to get rid of Reece Nelson. How comes he's coming on? Edu Nketiah is now on the bench. Nketiah deal has fallen flat. We are not selling him at the moment. The deal has fallen through. What's gonna happen now? Rmasdale is still here. What's gonna happen with him? Vieira got promised minutes. Hasn't played. Skelly got promised minutes. Hasn't played. He played for under 21s. Like, all these promises and everything is just utterly PR to keep safe and to have hope. It's actually kind of mad. Where are we? The players want Arteta, hence our stars aren't leaving anymore. Like Adebayor, Sanya, Clichy, etc. shows the players like being that Arsenal. How can it be as bad as you? The players want Arteta. That's why he has signed only yes men. That's why, in my opinion, he is not signing, for example, Tony. Why he didn't sign Tony? He didn't like his personality. Because Tony is a person who has his own 2 feet. He is not only a yes man. He has that dark side about him, which makes him that actually desirable player. Yes, it's interesting that nobody has gone for him, but we talk in general. Arteta is that petty in a way, because if you reject Arsenal, he doesn't like you. He will never talk to you again. Happened within Arsenal and happens with outside with Arsenal with other players we have tried to sign. We're not gonna go for Lahovic ever again. Bruno Guimaraes, I don't see him going after him. We are not. Same happened with Guendouzi inside the club, and every single player that has pissed off Arteta in some way, shape, or form, you're done. You're genuinely done. You're never kicking ball for Arsenal ever. Yeah, we win, but cool, okay. But what does that give us? We got lucky. If we play like this against City, it will be 5-0 City. Players like being at the club that doesn't win. Oh well, I'm gonna look. The biggest thing also is, if we don't win in this year, or maybe next year, anything, at some point they will leave. Because if you are a player who has ambition, you will want to win, and win now. Because, to be honest, career of a football player is very short. Let's be real. And they will want to win, cement their legacy. And Saliba easily goes to Madrid. Odegaard can go to other big teams, for example PSG, for some reason, let's just say that. Saka also can go to Liverpool. Barcelona have already wanted Martinelli at some points in their life as well. There are players that will go because, for example, Emil Smith-Rowe is a prime example. He wanted the first team minutes. He has ambition as a player. I strongly believe he has still in himself that fire that he wants to be in England's World Cup squad, for example. Even on the bench, he wants to be there. He wants to go with the national team. He forces a move away. He plays for Fulham. He scored for Fulham. I think he has the big ambition as well. Most would say Unai plus Villa had good window, etc., but we brushed them aside. Unai is better manager than Mikel Arteta. He just is. There's no way to talk about this. Because you cannot objectively judge this in Arsenal, because he wasn't given time. He got basically pushed out of the club. So that just leaves Premier League. What has Mikel won in Premier League? Nothing. Ghana's top 4 twice. What Unai Emery has done in Premier League? He has taken relegation from Villa to Champions League. So basically done the same. What has Unai won? He has won over Mikel Arteta in Europa League semi-finals. With Villarreal won the Europa League. He has won Europa League 4 times. 3 times in a row, by the way. He has won the Super Cup. He has won with PSG. He has won things. Mikel Arteta has won nothing. He just is better manager than Mikel Arteta. Because this business, basically, and sport is a business in many ways, is judged by the merits. And merits are trophies. What has Mikel Arteta won? 1 FA Cup. Community Shield just doesn't count. It's just a charity shield. What has Unai won? Ligue 1 multiple times, French Cup multiple times, French Super Cup, Europa League multiple times. He has won stuff. That's the biggest thing. But we didn't win last year, but we're gonna try it again. Onward and upward the Gunners. We're gonna try it again. What this basically saying, we're gonna get a participation trophy. That's basically what we are getting. We're gonna try again. We're gonna try and try. We have tried for 5 years. We have tried under Mikel Arteta almost, finishing 8th twice. Once 5th when we should have finished 4th, by the way, when we balled the top 4, and we have finished twice 2nd. We have tried, and we're gonna try again. And this year, I'm not sure we can actually finish 2nd. Not sure about that. To be honest, I've never seen us win the league. Yeah, I get that. So, yeah, you were 1 when we won the league, to be honest. Yeah, that's actually kind of mad. But it still doesn't say that you cannot have standards for the team. Genuinely, in this time, because let's be real. Other clubs are winning. How comes Arsenal don't win? Players leave Arsenal and they instantly win. How comes they never win at Arsenal? Wait. If fans are saying sack Arteta would mean we go backwards, means that squad isn't good enough then to win. So what are we doing? If fans are saying sacking Arteta would mean we go backwards, means the squad isn't good enough then to win. Exactly. That means 700 million have been wasted. Totally down the drain. Destroyed, utterly in the trash, basically. We have wasted all the money and these 5 years were pointless in a way. That's what this is saying. But sacking Arteta doesn't mean we are going backwards. Liverpool also had Brendan Rodgers. He came for multiple years close to winning the league, but never did it. What they did then? Sacked him, got in Klopp, won the league, Champions Leagues and everything. Blitzed the league into the 90 plus points, challenged every single year, pretty much, and won Champions Leagues. I think Arsenal could be in the same position. They need to basically at some point say enough is enough, sack Mikel Arteta, and get in a manager who is a proven winner, won trophies, cups and everything. Because people are saying you cannot compare Mikel Arteta to any other manager at the moment because he's learning on the job, he's a novice. So how comes when we signed Mikel Arteta, everyone said, give him time like Klopp. He had 3 years to win something. Okay, 3 years passed, we finished 8th for the 5th, right, ball the league. Oh, but there is good manager in there, he's playing like Pep, he gets to compare to Pep, to Jurgen Klopp and everything, going all those things. How comes you start to comparing him when it fits your agenda, but as soon as you try and find an argument comparing him to someone else, it all falls flat. You cannot move goalposts in all these random directions just to fit the narrative. For me, yes, he's learning on the job. Okay, cool. But at the same time, he's not good as other managers. He's a novice on the job, basically. At some point, the penny has to drop. You have to admit that he's not good enough. You have to sack him because he actually has done a good job at Arsenal. I'm not saying he hasn't. He has gotten us to a very good point. He has built very good foundations for the next manager to take us to the next level, and that is winning. League, cups, or something else. He has done it. Like Brendan Rodgers did for Liverpool, in my opinion. Now it's just time to actually open eyes and maybe think about this, the fact that we actually need a winning manager who has the winning mentality and who can install it into the players, who is also a good manager and coach. Because for me at this stage, Arteta wasn't a great player. He was the average player. He doesn't have the winning mentality. Yes, he can coach the players, but can he manage them? Because at the moment, he can do one or the other. He cannot do both, in my opinion. You need a manager who can do both and elevate the team to a different stage. Well, given Arteta's words, different phase, a next phase. And I think Arteta has peaked at his phases at the moment. I'm not saying that, let's just say Arsenal sack him, he goes, for example, to Sevilla or whatever, and he doesn't win anything there. He might. But at this stage where Arsenal are at the moment and where he has taken Arsenal, I think he has brought us to the best he can. At this stage at least. Because the way I'm seeing this, we are not going to win anything under Mikel Arteta at the moment. Yes, he can prove me wrong. I will be sitting here giving him his credit, his flowers, standing ovation and all that stuff. But I don't see it at the moment. I just genuinely don't see it. He hasn't done anything to prove me wrong at the moment. He has done everything to prove me right in the fact that he just is the almost manager. He gets you there, almost, but no cigar at the end, basically. That's how I feel it. That's the thing. What are we doing here accepting spending millions and not win it? Exactly. Many teams, the teams we basically went to Emirates to fight with them, like Bayern, obviously Barcelona, Real Madrid, Juventus, okay, PSG not at the time, but now definitely. They go through managers like socks, basically. Why? Because they want to win. It doesn't work, go out, next one comes in. Same what Chelsea did under Abramovich, to be honest. Most of the teams that win most of the time change managers consistently. Obviously, City is in a bit of an exception because of the money and everything, but it is a bit different. But at the same time, it works. It genuinely works. Real Madrid sack managers after winning Champions Leagues, by the way. There are managers who have won Champions League but not won the La Liga. He gets sacked because he didn't win La Liga. They move on to the next manager. Because Real Madrid, every single season, wants to win it all. Everything. Copa del Rey, Super Copa, La Liga, Champions League, Football World Cup and all that stuff. They want to win every single trophy obtainable. That's why they are the biggest and best club in the world. Arsenal move like, basically compared to... Arsenal are moving like championship side, basically compared to Real Madrid. Arsenal in transfer window move like championship side, to be honest. Nobody respects us in the window. They see Arsenal coming, they know, oh, here we go. We can manipulate these lot and squeeze extra money. Drag these deals way too long and everything. And if they don't pay what we want, goodbye, I'm not selling. Mikel would win with PSG too. To be honest, let's see. Get sacked, send him to PSG, let's see what he does there. Saying that with conviction, you're saying that very confidently, but who knows? Generally, who knows? Who knows? Because again, would he need 700 million again to bring in his own players? Because not every club will sanction him, that kind of money to build what he wants. Not every club will sanction that. Sorry, freaking mosquitoes. Not everyone will sanction that kind of money to Mikel Arteta. Just freaking mutants. Maybe. Anyways, back. Oh. I'm gonna punch that mosquito. Anyways, yeah, what was I saying? Winning at PSG. Would he win at PSG though? We don't know. We might never find out, to be honest. Because I'm not sure they will sanction the massive amounts of money. But for example, Arsenal, cannot they just say, go to Inter Milan, talk to Inzaghi, go to Inter's ownership, then say, here's 50 million. Let's just say, I don't know what contract is, but let's just say 50 million. We are buying out his new deal. He's coming to us. We offer him proper wage, guarantee him 400-500 million to spend in summer to get in his own players, and that is excluding also the sales he will make, and go win us something. Give us 2-3 years. Why not? Do you think Inzaghi would say no? I'm not sure. Maybe he would, maybe he wouldn't. Because, let's be real, Arteta should have won, to be honest, the Europa League as well. He had all the tools to win against Emery when he was at Villarreal. Villarreal, they were... Frick's sake, stupid mosquito. They were playing Coquelin at right wing, or something like that. They had Foyth. Spurs reject playing right back. And they had Raul Albiol, who was like 35 at the time or something like that. They pirated us. He basically out-tacticked Mikel there. We should have gone to final that year easily, but we didn't. Would have been, what was it? Would have been United Arsenal final, wouldn't it? And in the end, the final, Emery won. Shocking display of things, isn't it? It's actually mad. Mikel Arteta had the chance. He had the chance, but he just crumbles under the pressure. Obviously, when going gets tough, Arsenal always manage to shoot themselves in the foot somehow. At the end of the day. Somehow they manage to do it. No idea how, but they just do it. They always find a way. That's what's one of the biggest annoyances with Arsenal, to be honest, for me. Would I take Diego Simeone? To be honest, I would. I'm not gonna lie, I would. Mostly because I don't believe that Mikel Arteta playing copy-paste football of Pep can win the league. Because nobody has out-pepped Pep Guardiola in his own game. That is one of the biggest reasons. If you look at the winners who have won the league when Pep has been here, or the cups when Pep has been here, or has managed the team, nobody plays like Pep. Conte won the league playing defensive, counter-attacking, ultra 3-5 at the back football. Who else won the league? Klopp. He played gun-blazing, rock-and-roll type of football, blitzed the league and everything in the first 20 games, 25 games, and left them in the dust, and basically City gave up. Ten Hag beat him in the cup. Does he play like Pep? No, he doesn't. Instantly. We beat Pep Guardiola when we won the FA Cup. Did we play like Pep? No, we played 5 at the back. Ainsley Maitland-Niles was playing right wing back. Saka was left back. Or something weird was happening. Nelson was right wing, I think, or something like that. We didn't have the players. We had some subpar players that he got rid of, obviously. The players that won him the cup. Aubameyang carried us through that cup. We were playing again completely different style, tactics, and positions than Pep is playing. And it got us to necessary results. As soon as we switch to what Pep does, somehow we cannot win anything. We always come close but no cigar. And we always come back to 1 or 2 games when Arsenal managed to shoot themselves in the foot and screw themselves over. Or for us coming to the fact that our bench is just awful. It's not good enough. Because under Arsene Wenger, we had the same issue. Obviously, our starting 11 wasn't as good as it is now, but at the same time, bench. Subpar bench, mediocre players, massive wages, contracts need to get ripped up, and players been sold, whatever. Now we are looking at Arsenal's bench now. Most of the players. Average players, contracts massive, need to get ripped up, and need to get sold. So what has changed since then? What has actually changed since then? In a way, actually, nothing. We are where we were, basically. That's the case. Anyways, Fabio Vieira has joined. We are now moving on. And I have still things to talk about still. Fabio Vieira has moved to Porto. Jesus doesn't look that bad. What else is happening here? Eddie is out. And confirms Nketiah is near but not done. Yeah, Ornstein said it's near, then it falls flat. Patino is flying to Spanish First League to sign with Deportivo La Coruña. Definitely gonna buy EFC 25 and play career mode with Deportivo La Coruña. One of my favorite teams in La Liga. In Spain, to be honest. That's one of my guilty teams. Rmasdale is admitted during the year that he wasn't sitting on the bench at Arsenal for another season. Arsenal are looking to sell him. And on top of that, Arsenal's team is also looking at options to sell him, with a buy option including that. Potential buzz also cover a large percentage of his 120 grand a week. Again, a player on a very high wages, but he actually carried us to top, to challenging once again in the second part. In the first season, we actually were challenging, and now we don't do that anymore. We actually are going to bin him. Anything new? Crystal Palace are considering move for Edu Nketiah. Palace have held a long-standing admiration and spoke to Arsenal regarding the player earlier this summer. This is from David Ornstein, so should be believable. At the same time, why would they sign him? Like, literally, why would they sign him? I just don't see it per se. Don't see it. For Crystal Palace, they have Edouard. They have that's Mateta. Yes, they just lost Ayew. Maybe they can sign Ayew as a backup for instead of Ayew, but I'm not sure. Crystal Palace are considering loan with obligation to buy with Edu Nketiah after his move to Nottingham broke down. The player is a long-term target at the club. How come he's a long-term target every single time, yet nobody goes in for him? Ever. Like, how is this a thing? It's like all the teams have open group chats where they talk about players and say, okay, you go for him. Hopefully the deal falls flat. As soon as it goes flat, we're gonna go for him. Because we never heard this long-term things whenever he's linked with other teams. Nobody's trying to hijack the deal or anything. How comes all of a sudden he is that? How comes all of a sudden he is a big reason why everyone's going for him? It just doesn't make any sense, does it, to be honest? It just doesn't make any sense for me. Anything from Fabrizio, Sancho, Van Dijk. Not giving new Stelman, plus, okay, blah, blah, blah. Lunin will stay at Real Madrid, okay. Okay, Santiago Jimenez is a new bid. Douglas Costa to Sydney FC, here we go. What the? Douglas Costa to Sydney FC, most random transfer I've ever seen in my life, okay. Crystal Palace approached Nketiah's camp as he's now one of the options being considered. Nketiah is still expected to leave Arsenal after deal off with Nottingham Forest. Palace is on it. Nottingham Forest set a new bid for Jimenez, obviously, so... Freaking mosquitoes, man. Gonna punch someone in the snot. Anyways, doesn't look too promising, does it, guys? Doesn't look too promising. Now, what is happening here? Anything new? Crystal Palace now considering him. Arsenal star is expected to leave despite breaking down. So nothing new. Nketiah deal is off. Arsenal are screwed. And to be honest, it was kind of mad overall. But today actually was one of my favorite streams I've done overall, ever. Really happy we got to chat. Really happy you expressed your opinion. I could express mine. We could have just chilled and relaxed and talked about this. Hope you had a great time. I think I'm going to sign off here. We've been alive for nearly an hour and 11 minutes by now. Exactly. That's the also thing. Where is Merino? From what I understand, he is here with medicals and all that stuff, and he will be unveiled tomorrow. That's what I am hearing, some rumors in some reports, and people are saying that he might be revealed tomorrow, but who knows. But allegedly he is here. Allegedly. Who knows if it's true or not. Again, player we signed for over a month, and then if we unveil him on deadline day, just to take off our minds, allegedly, from not signing anyone else, I'll be super pissed, by the way. Just saying that now. But he should be unveiled this week. There's no other time to unveil it, because otherwise he won't be playing against Brighton on weekend. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for being here. You have been fan-freaking-tastic. Love you all. Hope you have a great next week. I still have a week off from work, so hey, happy days for me. Take care, stay safe, you have been fantastic. Like, comment, subscribe if you're new around here. Hit that button, and if you're watching this on playback, of course, leave comments. Definitely gonna try and respond to them all. Take care, you've been fantastic.